Do you ever wake up and feel like your body used to have a switch you could just flip, but now it's stuck halfway on? You're tired even after sleep. You don't feel that confident, ready feeling in the morning. Erections are softer or unreliable. Your drive feels quieter, and you're wondering if this is just what 50 plus looks like now. And the thing is, most men assume the answer is another pill, another supplement stack, another test booster, another gadget, another expensive shortcut. Here's the shock. For a huge number of men, you're not missing some magical product. You're missing a basic biological signal your body used to generate every morning, and there's a simple, cheap drink you can use before breakfast that helps wake that signal back up. Not because it's trendy, because it works with the way your blood vessels and nerves actually function. And yes, most men have been doing the common thing completely backwards. Most people don't realize how predictable the pattern is. A man hits his 50s, sometimes earlier, and the first thing he notices isn't even performance. It's that the morning is different. He wakes up and it's like the engine turns over slower. He's up but not fully online. He's mentally present but physically muted. And the natural morning erection that used to be almost annoying, suddenly it's inconsistent or it disappears. So he does what most people do. He buys something. He searches for a quick fix. He looks for a stronger supplement. He hears about a male vitality blend. He tries a higher dose. He stacks ingredients. He spends $60, $90, $140 a month. He tells himself it's logical. He tells himself, I'm just supporting testosterone. He tells himself, I'm boosting circulation. And it feels normal because the marketing makes it feel normal. But here's the real reason it still fails for so many men. The body doesn't respond to labels. It responds to delivery, timing, and signaling. What's happening is not that your body is incapable of performance. What's happening is that the morning on signal is weaker and you keep throwing noisy, inconsistent, poorly absorbed inputs at the system and hoping it becomes reliable again. So let me give you the reveal clearly, with no mystery. The common approach, random supplements taken whenever, often with coffee, often with a rushed breakfast, fails because it doesn't reliably increase the specific molecule your blood vessels use to relax and open on command. That molecule is nitric oxide. And the better alternative, surprisingly, is not exotic. It's a simple drink before breakfast, beetroot powder mixed into water with a squeeze of lemon. Biology over marketing. A real signal delivered in a way your body can actually use at the time of day your system is most sensitive to it. Now, before your brain jumps in and says, yeah, I've heard of beets, stay with me. Most people hear beets and they think it's about some vague blood flow claim, but the key is the mechanism. Beetroot contains natural nitrate compounds. Your body can convert those nitrates into nitric oxide through a pathway that's especially useful as men age, because it doesn't rely on perfect youthful enzyme function to work. And when nitric oxide signaling improves, the smooth muscle and blood vessel walls relaxes more easily, blood flow increases more efficiently, and the erectile tissue can fill and hold pressure more reliably. That's not hype. That's plumbing and nerve signaling. Here's the first overlooked factor: timing. Most men don't realize the body has a daily rhythm for vascular responsiveness. Think of your circulation like a city with traffic lights. In the morning, those lights are resetting. If the signals are weak, traffic jams happen fast. When you drink beetroot with lemon before breakfast, you're sending a clean green light signal before the day's stress hormones, caffeine, and random food choices pile on. Contrast that with the common method, taking a capsule whenever you remember, maybe after coffee, maybe late morning, maybe with a heavy meal. That's like trying to fix traffic at noon by tossing one extra car onto the road and calling it support. The better alternative solves timing because it leads with the signal first, then you build your day on top of it. Another overlooked factor is absorption and delivery. Most people don't realize that the gut is not a wide open gate. It's more like a bouncer. Some compounds pass through easily, some don't, and some need the right environment. Beetroot powder in water is already unpacked. It's not trapped in a hard tablet. It's not mixed with fillers. It's not waiting for a capsule to dissolve at the wrong moment. And the lemon matters because the acidity can improve palatability and may support the overall digestive environment for uptake while also making it easier to drink consistently. Contrast that with the common method, a male performance capsule with 12 ingredients taken with a protein-heavy breakfast. That's a traffic jam in the gut. Too many competing compounds, slow digestion, and you end up with inconsistent delivery. This is why the better alternative feels boring, but boring is exactly what biology loves. Reliable in, reliable signal out. Here's the real reason nitric oxide matters for erections, explained in everyday language. An erection is not willpower. It's not even desire alone. It's a hydraulic event controlled by nerves and blood vessels. The nerves send a message, the blood vessels respond, the tissue fills, and then it holds pressure. Nitric oxide is like the text message that tells the blood vessel muscle, relax now. If that text message is weak, delayed, or drowned out by stress signals, you get the classic pattern. You can get started, but it doesn't stay. Or it shows up at the wrong time. Or it's weaker in the morning when you used to be strongest. So when you support nitric oxide signaling early, you're not forcing anything. You're restoring the clarity of the message. Another overlooked factor is the enzyme bottleneck. Many supplements are built around amino acids like L-arginine or L-citrulline. Those can help, but here's what most people don't realize. Those routes depend heavily on enzymes and metabolic pathways that can be less efficient with age, inflammation, poor sleep, or insulin resistance. It's like owning a high-performance car, but running it through a narrow straw. You can pour in more fuel, but the straw still limits flow. The nitrate to nitric oxide pathway from beetroot can bypass some of that bottleneck. It's not magic. It's a different road into the same destination. The common method fails because men assume more dose equals more effect. But if the bottleneck is the conversion step, higher dose just makes expensive urine. The better alternative solves that. By using a pathway, your body can still run, even when it's not operating at 25-year-old efficiency. Another overlooked factor is nervous system balance. Erections are not just blood flow, they're also nervous system state. If your stress response is high, meaning your sympathetic nervous system is dominant, your body prioritizes survival functions, not reproduction. That's why a man can want it, but his body doesn't cooperate. What's happening is the stress hormones, like cortisol and adrenaline, tighten blood vessels and reduce the sensitivity of erection signaling. When nitric oxide signaling improves, it's like lowering the volume on the stress channel and raising the clarity on the relaxation channel. Not because beets are a sedative, but because healthier vascular signaling makes the body less reactive. Contrast that with the common method, energy drinks, high caffeine, pre-workout stimulation, and then wondering why performance is inconsistent. The better alternative isn't a stimulant, it's a foundation. It supports the conditions where your body can respond. Another overlooked factor is the mouth-to-vessel conversion step. Most people don't realize the nitrate pathway involves oral bacteria. Your mouth helps convert nitrate into nitrite, which then becomes nitric oxide in the body. That's why the delivery system includes not just your gut, but your oral environment too. If you're blasting antiseptic mouthwash constantly, you may be disrupting part of that conversion process. Think of it like having a factory with a key worker you keep firing every morning. Then you wonder why production is low. The common approach fails because it ignores the system. The better alternative encourages a whole pathway mindset. You drink it, you let your body process it as designed, and the signal becomes more consistent. Another overlooked factor is cellular transport and the stiff vessel problem. As men age, the inner lining of blood vessels, the endothelium, can get less responsive. This is endothelial dysfunction, and it's one of the biggest hidden drivers of performance decline. The tissue isn't broken. The vessel control system is just less smooth. Nitric oxide is one of the main molecules the endothelium uses to regulate relaxation. When you support that signal, you're supporting the lining's ability to do its job. Contrast that with the common method, chasing testosterone only. Testosterone matters, yes, but if the vessels can't respond, desire without delivery doesn't help. The better alternative puts vascular function back at the center where it belongs. Now let's make it practical, because sustainability beats intensity. You don't need a complicated ritual. You need a repeatable one. Here are easy ways to integrate beetroot powder with water and lemon before breakfast in real life. First option, keep it simple and consistent. Mix 1 small scoop of beetroot powder into a glass of water, squeeze in lemon, stir, and drink it 20 to 40 minutes before breakfast. Not because you need perfection, but because you're giving the pathway time to activate before food slows digestion. Second option, pair it with your morning walk. Drink it, then take a 10 to 15-minute walk. This isn't about burning calories. It's about helping circulation and signaling turn on. Movement helps blood vessels respond. When the drink improves the signal and the walk improves the response, you get synergy. 2 small inputs that act like one big upgrade. Third option, if mornings are chaotic, pre-mix the dry powder. Put the beetroot powder in a cup the night before. In the morning, add water and lemon. That removes friction, and friction is what kills habits. Fourth option, if you don't like the taste, use colder water and more lemon. The goal is not to suffer. The goal is consistency. The body responds to patterns, not hero moments. Fifth option, use it most days, not every day like a religion. Aim for 5 days a week, for 2 to 3 weeks. Give the system time. 1 day is a test, 2 weeks is a trend. The body needs repeated signaling to regulate. Now let's handle the objections, because your brain will try to talk you out of simple things. What if you forget? Here's the real reason forgetting happens. The habit isn't anchored. Anchor it to something you already do, like turning on the coffee maker. The moment you start the coffee, you drink the beet water first. Or you set the beet powder next to your toothbrush. Your environment is a lever. Use it. What if your digestion is sensitive? That's common and it's not a deal breaker. Start with a smaller amount. Use more water. Sip it slowly. And keep the lemon modest if acidity bothers you. The point is not to overwhelm the gut. The point is to introduce a steady signal your body can tolerate. Most men who can't handle it went too hard too fast, then blamed the ingredient instead of the approach. What if you already tried something similar and it didn't work? Most people don't realize similar isn't the same. Beet juice once randomly with breakfast after coffee is not the same as consistent pre-breakfast signaling for weeks. The body regulates based on repeated inputs. One-off trials create illusions of progress or failure. Consistency reveals the truth. What if you think higher dose equals better? This is where men waste money and sabotage results. The key is not forcing. The key is regulation. Too much can cause headaches in some men because blood vessels relax too much too fast. That doesn't mean it's working better. It means you overshot your comfort zone. Use the smallest amount that creates a noticeable, calm improvement in morning readiness. And let's talk about what power again really means, because it's bigger than one moment. When nitric oxide signaling improves and blood vessels respond more smoothly, sleep quality often stabilizes because the body isn't fighting tension all night. When sleep improves, testosterone rhythm can improve. When testosterone rhythm improves, morning drive and mood stabilize. When mood stabilizes, performance anxiety drops. When anxiety drops, nerve signaling becomes cleaner. When nerve signaling is cleaner, erections become more reliable. This is why foundation changes look like everything got easier. It's not one magic lever. It's a system that finally stops resisting you. You may also notice energy changes because nitric oxide affects mitochondrial efficiency indirectly by improving oxygen and nutrient delivery. Your cells make ATP, your usable energy, through metabolic pathways that depend on supply lines. Better circulation is better supply. Better supply means less fatigue for the same effort. That's why some men report they feel like their workouts recover faster, their legs feel less heavy, and their afternoon crash softens. Again, not a stimulant, a foundation. And here's an important contrast most men need to hear. Stimulation is not the same as function. Stimulation feels like energy, but it often steals from later. Function feels calm, steady, reliable. Most guys chase the loud feeling: strong coffee, high caffeine, male vitality powders, sugar, aggressive pre-workout, then wonder why their nervous system is on edge and their performance is unpredictable. The body isn't impressed by intensity. It responds to compatibility. Now, I'm going to say something firm because you need to hear it. Stop wasting money chasing complicated stacks when the real bottleneck is basic vascular signaling. Stop assuming the answer is always more testosterone. Stop treating erections like a separate department in your body. They are a report card. They reflect circulation, nervous system balance, sleep quality, stress load, and metabolic health. So when you use a simple pre-breakfast beetroot water with lemon routine, you're not just chasing a result, you're rebuilding the foundation that makes the result normal again. Most people don't realize the morning power they miss is often the easiest kind to restore because morning physiology is built for readiness. The body is supposed to wake up with a surge of blood flow, alertness, and responsiveness. But when the signal is muted by stress, poor sleep, inflammation, vessel stiffness, inconsistent nutrition, you wake up dulled. The goal is not to force a big moment at night. The goal is to restore the default setting in the morning. So here's your mindset shift. The body isn't impressed by claims. It isn't impressed by packaging. It isn't impressed by doctor-formulated labels or a list of 18 exotic ingredients. It responds to biological compatibility, timing, and regulation. Supporting beats forcing. Foundation beats hacks. And when you finally give your system a simple, cheap signal it can actually use day after day, you stop chasing confidence and you start waking up with it. Start tomorrow. Beetroot powder and water, squeeze of lemon before breakfast. Keep it simple. Keep it consistent. Give it a couple of weeks. Pay attention to your mornings, not just one performance moment. And stop depending on the weaker common approach that keeps you spending and guessing. Your body doesn't need more noise. It needs the right signal, delivered the right way, at the right time.